You're live. Okay, you've gone live. You're officially live. Okay, I did put this video off, and now I don't know, rushing it or whatever. Anniversary special, 200 videos, right? And time changes tonight, so who knows? We'll see this sooner than later tomorrow, since nobody watched my previous video, but is not a fashion style content thing. And in this one, I won't be discussing decor or spring cleaning or any of that kind of thing. Although, as always, I'm still in the process of redoing the closets slightly as the weather may transition with the season a bit, even though it's been getting colder and wetter. So, sort of same as last year, I guess, for the foreseeable future. This is not a boot content video, but I am showing two boots. Well, technically three. These ones, the Western Packer boots that I had gotten in the cognac leather, which I did a video about this not too long ago. Although maybe people didn't necessarily find it as much as the other one yet, because they kind of almost have the same exact title, and so that can be confusing. But so if you don't know, I got a second pair of these that is in the, one is the Wherein, and this is the Wherein, I think, and this is the Seidel. Don't quote me. I could have it backwards. But this is the work leather, and I had gotten the less pointy toe and the thicker, less shiny, pretty leather. And this, of course, has the little bit more pointed toe and the toe bug embellishment and the no speed hooks, and they're supposed to be the same height. And there's so this was kind of the test pair, and I've worn these a bit and they don't show that much wear overall really yet, whereas these, I know I'm not showing both boots. Hang on, I'll show you the right ones after I show you the left ones. So you can see these crinkled up quite a bit more in here, although the toe didn't necessarily wrinkle or flex or bend that much yet. Done less walking in them. Oh, and also I changed my shirt for the thing, but I have to get so far back to show the shirt that I don't know if it even matters. But since I have to get the other boots anyway, you get to see the shirt. Okay. Because I was definitely wearing a flannel shirt a few minutes ago. So a little bit of scuffing, here from the trousers or whatever, and a little bit of abrasions and kind of thing. But again, I've not been using these as work boots. I already have other boots that I can do dumb chores in and stuff. But this leather is a bit thicker, is a bit more, allegedly durable, all that. And I did get the exact same soles on both of them. So you can see this one has a little bit more wear and this one has almost no wear. Because, yeah. And this one was the one where the toe bug was slightly askew. But overall, and the pointy toes and the other one I got the wide width, this one I got the standard width, which is definitely a little small on me. But again, I didn't get these for all day, every day use. I got these more to be kind of a fancy thing, and I'm waiting to see what the leather does. Now, the other guy, I was waiting for his video. It finally came out, and I didn't notice too much change in his leathers and things overall in only 6 months of him wearing them, kind of in the same kind of casual sense. But he was doing some walking on the treadmill and such more than I'm doing with these. So how long it will take these to, take on a bunch of character and do whatever with the coloration or whatever is supposed to maybe happen, I don't know. And then they announced a mock toe coming, or something coming out available in Wicket and Craig leathers, but the Wicket and Craig leathers are way out of my price range, so you'll have to watch somebody else's channel for that. And the mock toes, well, I don't know if they automatically come with the wedge sole in that particular bargain. That was just what was shown. So how custom you can do those, I don't know. I didn't look into it that much. I just got the email and said that's interesting, and then passed along. The part of the point of this video will be to talk about, of course, the upcoming themes in the wardrobe. Of course, once again, we go to the dice of fate to determine the rotation, as it were. And there will be little change from the last 2 months of the winter, except that we're going to be doing a little bit more of the mountain man thing and pretty much none of the Western wear thing. And I have the option to do kind of nautical preppy sailing clothes, but don't know how much of that we'll actually be wearing. Be going along in the more adventurous mode, perhaps, with the changing again of the weather and the warming up of the thing. And I did get to go hiking the one day, and I didn't end up wearing any of the boots that I was going to test out because I wore the tried and true combat boots. Just because it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, and I wasn't actually planning to go hiking that day. It just kind of a bit of schedule opened up, and it was like, oh, well, good thing I wore these because now I'm doing that. So that worked out. Whereas if I had pre-planned it better, I might have worn something else. I don't know about the Builder Pro boots. Probably still not those. Probably still this other pair, but whatever. And I didn't use the Keen boots at all yet this winter. That was one of the brands that I kind of thought I would be putting those into the rotation, but then with the change of this and that, getting those boots and trying to wear those a little bit, the Packer boots, I wore both of those, and I wore the whites Rosanville Drifter ones a bit, and blah, blah, blah. And I updated most of this in the community menu comments, but I didn't update a newest photo anyway. So what I've been mostly wearing, although not all day, every day, not every single day, and I'll talk about the themes again in a minute, but the Grant Stone cap toe forest kudu boots, so you can kind of see some of the wrinkling that's occurring finally. It's a little more pronounced on the exterior, maybe. Now, these I had gotten last year and only wore them one day, and the outside of the right one had really cut into my leg and left some blood, which I think you can kind of see the stain there. Kind of a little bit. And it did that again. What's kind of doing the thing annoying is this tongue won't stay put, and I had to go to the wide width. So they're a teeny bit too wide as opposed to being too tight. But then I have to lace this like as much as I can pull it. And so that means that here it really is a thing. So I have to leave the top eyelet undone and kind of hope that it splays out a little bit instead of just digging into my leg. So I do still have a scab and a kind of a sore spot there from literally a couple of weeks ago. Just gets annoyed. But I wore these most of the day, but yesterday, yeah, Friday, and most of the day Monday, and I drove a couple 100 miles in them already now. And so they're getting a little bit of, I haven't been putting the shoe tree back in them because I've been wearing them in the mornings for a couple hours almost every day, but not quite every day. So I keep forgetting to put the shoe trees back in them. But I tend to like to leave stuff to air out overnight. And with the cap toe, as you can see, I don't think it really needs shoe tree anyway, because this is not wrinkling or anything. It's just wrinkling here where you kind of expect it to. So I guess if I start to get a lot of toe spring, I guess I'll wish I had put the shoe trees in them more often, but it's also been less than a month of not nonstop usage, so not that worried about it yet. And as soon as you know, the grand green holiday is over, I might switch to a different pair anyway, because I'll probably be wearing, even though, you know, the military kind of thing and the Aussie kind of thing and the indie kind of thing. Again, this is not really an Indiana Jones boot. Anyway, as much as the, not the diesel, but the brass boot is more the indie style, and I have one of those, but it's an autumny color. So anyway, the left one a little bit kind of, you can see kind of the wrinkling there. Oh, again, this just has the copy of the day-night sole, more or less. So you can see a bit of the character that's starting to, but the Kudu boots, I guess they don't really have any, it's non-porous or whatever, so it doesn't age in the exact same way as the standard cow leather or whatever. So we'll see how it goes, but it is kind of getting a bit of wrinkle there and whatnot. And so, like I said, not really enough to warrant a full boot review, but might as well do it now before I forget. And that's how they kind of look. And the inside, the sock liner bit is showing, if I can get the light to go up right, is showing a little bit of kind of light spot, dark spot, and I don't know if that's a leather piece on top of the foam pad, but the down in the toe area, I'm not feeling a ton of real indentation in the leather from my foot yet at all. So it's still a little soon to really expect much of that. There's a little bit kind of here where the, how do I point to the, where the ball of the foot hits. You can feel a little bit of it, you know, toward the instep, and you can see some discoloration from, I don't know, sweat or sock color or whatever. And but other than that, not a ton, not that sweet spot broken in feeling or whatever that we're supposed to expect. Like I said, them being a little bit wide, not exactly the perfect fit. They're kind of a little bit flappy, especially if I can't pull them tight enough or I'm wearing a different sock. Then oops, I had the perfect ones yesterday. Now today I'm sliding in them a little bit more. The heel is a lot more of a pronounced heel cap than a typical Thursday boot or whatever. But I haven't had any heel slippage. I haven't had any blistering there like I did with the Thursday boots. So there's that at least, which some of the Thursday boots I have are the tighter ones, and then some of the ones are the wider ones, which are also flappy. So I don't think I'm a true E. In the Brannock, I'm a true D, but in all the boots that I buy, the D, almost all, it smashes my foot. So I had to go to E, and so that's the best I can tell you. I don't know about the, there is still a forthcoming video I'm going to do on the theme that I haven't named. I've been being Mr. Mysterioso, and hopefully somebody will watch it. I don't know. But it's a little too soon in the year still to really talk about certain subjects. Again, with the weather being, some of you are still in true winter. Some of you are experiencing drought. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with everybody's weather, but here it's March. It's doing March stuff. It's warm one day and rainy 2 days later or whatever. And not a ton of rain, so not quite enough to wear a couple of those pairs of boots that I bought kind of for rain, because I don't feel like just walking around and getting wet for an hour. I tried to do that like the one night, but it was just drizzle, so it didn't really accomplish anything. In terms of like, are they waterproof? I don't expect a full leather boot to be waterproof anyway. I've had this conversation with people talking, complaining about the Thursday boots didn't have the right gusset and all that. And it's like, they're not nylon. They don't have Gore-Tex. They're leather. If you get water in them, yes, your feet will get wet. Don't go wading in a pair of Thursday boots. Or probably not even these. Probably not even these. And they do have the full gusset. So whatever. Because I don't think the full gusset is, again, necessarily a full waterproofing measure so much as dirt and other kind of things. critters. You're helping eliminate critters getting into your shoes if you're out in the backwoods or whatever. A little bit, whereas this, yeah, and rocks can get in through this, and pebbles and all that. Although I did walk in some actual beach sand, more or less against my will. So I guess I'll have to brush these off a little bit. But the one thing I noticed is up here around it's kind of rough. Maybe you can hear that, where it kind of catches on my fingers, and it's the leather, not the stitching. And I don't know if that was already like that or if I did something. And one's worse than the other. I don't know. You can kind of see where it's edged that way. I think slightly on purpose, but don't know. Yeah, it's really rough through here a bit. And again, I don't know if I scraped it on the pavement or something. I don't know, kneeling down to tie my other shoe perhaps. Don't know. But other than that, yeah, nothing too significant to report. Again, no, not enough wear to really do a review. So, and I haven't quite talked for 20 minutes about almost literally nothing. But some of you like to see boots, and and this is not a boot only channel, but we do need to produce boot content as soon as possible, or everybody will forget that I exist, right? Well, such is life. Okay, so when the next boot content will come, I don't know. Enjoy this, because it might be the most you get for a little while. Because well, it's more about decor, but partly about wardrobe. Technically, we're in month 3 of my no-buy year. The month just having started. But I did have to buy some picture frames for some art project thing. But Hobby Lobby was having a half off sale, so that was only $200 only, plus a little bit extra with tax and whatnot. And then I went back and bought a couple extra frames just to get the sale price after I had already bought a bunch. But that's not frames so much for personal use as so much as, trying to sell art and things like that. And I thought about redoing this wall a little bit, but again, I'm not going to go into that at the moment. That might be in a soon decor video if I decide I might want to change things up, but I'm overall not unsatisfied or whatever. I think the framing looks about as good as it's going to look. So if I tweak it too much, it just will throw off that balance, because I got kind of 2 things here and then 3 things there and 4 things there and a couple things there and there. And it's not too distracting. Nobody's complained. Nobody said, I hate that poster, take it down. And even if you did, I probably wouldn't care. And but I did start spring cleaning. I was kind of inspired last night to start, and then didn't. So today I did a little bit more, and nothing that warrants a video. Believe me, if I thought it was that interesting, I would have made a different video than this one, or tried to film some of it or something. But it does start again, typically, along with the change in the weather, more in winter than in actual spring, because actual spring, for those of you who don't know, I know I'm just talking, is still literally 2 weeks away. Okay, so it's not actually spring yet. Don't worry, just because it says spring and tonight is spring ahead on the clocks, it's not actually spring yet. So it's okay that you're still wearing your winter clothes. Okay. Okay, I'll stop now. And as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll attempt to coherent and timely answer, and helpful and logical and useful, and any other adjectives you can think of that I didn't. And hopefully people will watch this tomorrow. If not, then oh well. And enjoy my other t-shirt that I didn't wear yet, because I hardly ever wear t-shirts on a fashion channel. But I didn't want to wait until I was doing another music video, because I don't I don't usually start doing the music videos until later in the spring, but I don't know if I'm going to want to do one sooner just to do it. We'll see.